Hey guys, Parker here, and welcome back to another video. So, I beat Cybernetic Crescent a few days ago. As of me recording this footage, it's probably going to be uploaded much later than that, but I beat Cybernetic Crescent on April 28th, so I have the entire Technology Trilogy complete now. So, while I have time and the energy to do so before finals completely destroy me, I wanted to just make a really quick video just going through all three levels and ranking each part on a tier list. So, yeah, I've got nothing else to say, so yeah, I'm just gonna pull this back. Here you go, the list. Let's go! So as you can see, there is every single part across the entire trilogy in the list, and we're gonna be ranking these from SS, S, A, B, C, D, F, and Codex. 7 of the 8 of these I feel are pretty self-explanatory, but Codex might need a little bit more, and that basically just comes down to the fact that their parts are so unbearably, ungodly easy that, you know, you basically just do not think about them at all, so it's basically just another C tier. So yeah, let's get started. So Codex, I mean, I just gave that whole spiel at the beginning. Codex and Artificial Ascent is like the most boring part, so it's just gonna go in Codex tier, let's be honest. Manix is the first part that I actually have, like, interesting things to say, because it's not that bad, really. Like, it looks pretty good. It looks a little bit messy for Manix, but it looks pretty good. But the gameplay, you know, isn't really that great, and there were a couple of really annoying parts to learn and just inconsistencies in general. But overall, I'd say Manix was a pretty good start to the level, so I'm going to put it in the B tier. Next is that Sanic. Yes, it is Sanic. So Sanic, I don't remember all that much about how it was to play, but I do remember that Sanic as a whole, that part was like quite fun. Even to learn and to do is probably like my favorite part of the first like 25%. So yeah, Sanic was pretty good. I'm gonna put it in A tier. Heinz. Now this is where I have to give a bit of a disclaimer in that if the creator is problematic outside of GD, that will not have any effect on my rankings for this tier list, because Heinz and another creator that I'll get to in a second are certainly very problematic individuals, but I'm just completely ignoring that and just looking at the part itself. And honestly, this part was like a very good part. It's not quite better than Sanic, but I would say it is between Manix and Sanic, so I'm going to put it in like is it higher B or lower A? I'm gonna go lower B. Also, I will be trying to rank these within the tiers, so yeah, I'm gonna be doing that. And then we get to the Trio of Death, so Zobros, Michigan, and Anthrax. Zobros, it was basically free. I didn't really have that many strong feelings about it. It was basically free once I learned it, and it looks okay, I guess, so it's gonna go in C. Michigan, it looks pretty good, but the gameplay was just really, really, really frustrating after a while. There wasn't a lot that stood out as particularly fun. There wasn't a lot that stood out as particularly awful either. It was just the entire thing was like average to slightly below average. So yeah, definitely the worst part of Artificial Ascent thus far, and for that it gets a lower C tier. And then Anthrax, it's better than Michigan, I'll say that much. It's better than Michigan. But like, I don't think it's better than Zobros because the how it was decorated made it really, really frustrating. Things would just blend together so much, and it was just really, really, really hard to, you know, enjoy the part at all. It wasn't terrible, but it just wasn't all that good either. So I'd say like mid C tier is probably going to be the middest of parts. Alright, now we've gotten to the parts after the Trio of Death, and I can actually like start ranking them again. So the first one is Xanthic Alpha. It was pretty good. There wasn't a whole lot that stood out in terms of like decoration, but I did find it to be one of the more fun parts when it comes to gameplay. So overall, I'd say this part's pretty good, actually. I know that that's basically illegal to think, and I should probably make sure Trio never sees this video, because I know that he would have some very choice words for me. But no, Xanthic Alpha was pretty good. I'll put it in like mid-B tier. Viprin. This is the first part of the trilogy that I can say with confidence is actively bad, because like it doesn't look great, and it plays about as well as it looks, so it is overall just a bad part. Like, Viprin can and has done so much better, even within this trilogy. So yeah, this is definitely not a good part. This is like D tier. Lugia was pretty fun. I don't remember dying to it that many times from zero, and it was sort of just like a nice break after, you know, having to really, really focus with Viprin's part. So, and it looks okay. I'm gonna say it's about like a lower B tier. Same with Womack, honestly. I'll bump it down to like top of C tier, just because, you know, there were some instances where, you know, the robot would just completely bug out and not do what it was supposed to, and also the ball was just frustrating enough to make it not that fun for me personally, but it's okay. It looks pretty good. So Nazgub, what to do with Nazgub? It looks pretty good, I'd say. Like, it's actually like one of the better parts of the level, decoration wise. But the gameplay was like, it was okay. It was pretty easy. I don't actually think I ever died to it from zero, but yeah, it's not that much to say about it. It's just a pretty good part. I'll put it like, is it better than Lugia? Yeah, I don't think it's better than Manix, but it's better than Lugia. Abstract Dark. This is one of this. If this was like entirely decoration based, it would be like around here. Like, this is probably one of the best parts of the level visually. But in terms of gameplay, there were just a couple of moments that were just really, really frustrating, especially like when the mini stuff, like, which the part is almost entirely mini, so like that was fairly frustrating at the end. So despite how amazing it looks, I can't put it in A tier. I can't really put it that much higher than like mid B tier. It's better than Manix, but I'd say it's like a mid B tier. Etzer. Etzer has been my least favorite creator across the entire game for quite some time. Like, I just have never liked pretty much anything he's made past 1.9, and he's also a very, very not good human on top of that. On the other hand, this is like one of the best parts of the level, if I'm being honest. Because like, it looks really, really good. It's probably one of the best parts of the level visually, and it doesn't actually play that terribly. So, what do I do? I'm gonna put this in like top of A probably. It's like, it's bordering on S and A. The only reason it's A is because some parts, like some of the ball clicks, were pretty frustrating, but overall it's a very, very good part, unfortunately. GD speed. This caused quite a few freakouts. This caused quite a few freakouts from a lot of people, especially Vortrox. But was it really that bad for me? I don't really think it was that bad for me. It was pretty fun. It looks okay. So like, I really just do not know what to make of this. It wasn't that fun, but it wasn't terrible either, so I'm just gonna throw it at like around the higher C tier. Serpunge, yes, this is probably my favorite part of Artificial Ascent, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, it looks great. It plays really well. I really like how it plays and like how it works with the intensity. From this point on, it basically just becomes a nerve control test. So, yeah, I think we have... I did not want to do that. I think we have our first S tier. Like, Serpunge in Artificial Ascent is, like, probably the best part of the level. And then Galva, it looks great. I'm not the biggest fan of how it plays, especially, like, the final yellow orb. Like, that is really annoying, and I don't think you should be able to... It should be much easier, or much harder to die to than it currently is, so... But outside of that, I'd say it's a pretty good part. I'd say it's like a lower A tier, probably. And then Terron, ignoring the fact that I died here, it was pretty good. I really like how it works to end off the level. It looks great. Like, Terron has always had a very appealing style to me. So, what do I do? I'm probably gonna... I'd say like around Galva in the A tier. And then... the template so by the way, my friend Curious made this template. I completely forgot to mention that in the beginning, so shout out to him. The template that he made only had the end screen for Cybernetic Crescent, so I had to manually add artificial and digital. Artificial Ascent end screen, I'm obviously only gonna be able to judge this based on decoration, considering it has no gameplay. And I'd say it's a pretty good end screen. Like, it's not the best, but it's fairly good for its time, and especially considering, you know, levels around this point didn't exactly have great end screens. I'd say it's pretty good. I'd say it's like between these two parts. Alright, so now we move on to Digital Descent, and the first part, you already know where this is going. It's going in Codex tier. This is probably the worst of the three parts that Codex made, although to be fair, that can be said for most parts of Digital Descent. It's the worst that the creator has made, but, you know, I'm just gonna skim over that for now. Kips. On one hand, I really like Kip's style, and I've always liked Kip's style. On the other hand, this part does not play very well, and it got very frustrating and pretty boring to, you know, sit there, considering it's pretty much entirely, the difficulty is pretty much entirely choke points, which, you know, not great for any level, but especially, so early into a level, because it was quite boring when I wasn't consistent at Kips to just sit there dying at the choke points over and over again, and when I did get past Kips, I could frequently make it, like, incredibly far, so I'd say, like, low C tier. I love the visuals, but it's just not good. It's just not good in terms of gameplay. Nazgub, I really like the visuals of this part. Like, that's something I'll give Nazgub, is even if the gameplay is frustrating, the decoration is really good. This was a little bit annoying after a while, but it really wasn't that bad. Like, I actually quite enjoyed, going through, like, all the ships and the ship corridors. It was actually, like, quite satisfying. I'm glad that this was, made into a ship instead of the robot that it originally was. I do wish the color scheme would have been kept from the original, because I think orange is just a better color for this kind of decoration. But the green still works very well, so yeah, it's just not a bad part. Like, I'd say it's around, I'd say it's probably better than his part in Artificial Ascent, so that's cool. And then Terran is probably the best part of the Digital Descent pre-drop, if I'm being honest. Like, it looks great and it plays pretty well, although granted, there is the skip that you can do with the two waves. That makes it a lot easier than the wave and ship duel, so yeah, I'd say it's around, like, low B, high C. I'm gonna put it in low B. Abstract Dark. What do I do? Because, like, this is probably one of my favorite parts of the level, in all honesty. Like, it doesn't actually play that bad, and it looks really good. So, and it didn't really have that much in terms of, like, annoying stuff with the gameplay. I really like the colors used in it. Like, yeah, this is probably one of the best parts that we've looked at thus far, so it's not quite better than Sir Punch, but yeah, it's an S. Samifying. Like, once Sammy hit his stride, I think it's pretty non-negotiable that he's one of the best to ever do it. Like, period, end of discussion, full stop. But this was sort of before he hit his stride, and I think it really shows, because it just feels dingy, you know? Like, the decoration just feels dingy, and there's also some stuff that you could die to in the gameplay that doesn't feel entirely like your fault, which is never fun. But all things considered, it's really not that bad. Like, it's a fairly good part. I'm gonna put it, like, top of B. And then Manix, this is where the difficulty actually starts. The decoration's interesting. Like, I really like some of the decoration used, but I don't know how good I would call the gameplay, because, like, some parts of the dual wave just does not work sometimes, and that is really frustrating. I think it's something to do with, whatever blocks. I think they're D blocks. They just break sometimes, and, like, D blocks and slopes, they just break, and it's really frustrating. So I don't think I'm gonna be able to rank this very highly, if I'm being honest. It's probably gonna go, like, middle of C, around there. And then Viprin, don't get me wrong, it's an improvement on his part in Digital Descent, or Artificial Ascent, but it's still not fantastic. So I would probably put it, I don't know, because it looks quite good. Like, I really like the rainbow style that he used for this part. I'd say I would probably put it, like, top of C. Like, it's a fairly solid part. Oh no, hiccups. And then we get to the difficulty. Luckily, it starts off with a really good part right off the bat. Like, after learning them, I actually really do love Devon's parts in both this and Cybernetic Crescent, so, spoilers, but yeah, Devon's part is really good. I really like how it looks. It plays great, at least it did after I figured out the skip that you could do in the first half of the level part. So yeah, it's not quite S tier, but I'd say it's top of A. So yeah, it's a very good part. You know what's not a good part, though, is Etzer. And you know, all of that spiel I gave about how I am not taking my outside feelings about the creator into account, or taking any controversies that they've been into account with the ranking of the parts, I don't even need to do that, because this part is complete garbage. Like, it's actually the single worst part in any Mega Collab I've ever played. It looks absolutely disgusting, and somehow plays even worse than that. So, yeah, bye-bye, have fun all alone in the F tier, so... I genuinely hated Etzer's part so much, dude. So much. Anyway, Lugia was basically just the freebie part after Etzer, in between Etzer and Laser Blitz. It was one of the two freebie parts between, one of the two freebie parts between Etzer and Galva, I should say. And so it didn't play that bad, and it looked pretty good, so I'd say it's probably around... it's between these two in the B tier. Laser Bliss's part, it looks great. Like, it's probably one of the best parts of the level visually. The only thing that's really a knock against this part is that there's a really annoying, there's a couple of really annoying flashes at the beginning and a couple of annoying ball clicks near the end of the part. But otherwise, this part is really, really good. Like, I'd say it's between Sanic and Terran and Artificial. Like, it's just a really good part. And then we get to probably my favorite part of the level visually in Galvatron. Unfortunately, the gameplay is not spectacular, and like I say that as someone who is very, very, very ship carried. I just really didn't like this part's gameplay all that much, which is unfortunate because it looks absolutely stellar. It was okay, like, some of it was okay. The spider in particular was just awful. The UFO was fine. The little, like, ship swoop thing at, like, 71, 72, that was absolutely awful. I hated that so much. But, yeah, otherwise, it really wasn't too bad. I'd say it's probably around here, because, like, it still looks stellar. We get to Caramel's only representation in this entire trilogy, and it really is unfortunate that the part is not great. Yeah, overall, this part was just mid. Like, I really hate saying that, especially about a Caramel creation, but it's just mid. It's not offensively bad, it's just mid. Vlak, I would say, where would I put Vlak's part? I actually really do like this part. I think it looks okay-ish, but I really do like the gameplay in this part. I think the next four parts all work really, really well with the song to create a proper conclusion to the level. I think it's great. I think it's absolutely stellar. So I would say, yeah, I'd put it in, B. And then Serpunge, this is one of my favorite parts of the level visually. Gameplay-wise, it's not great. I have no idea how I never died to it from zero. But it's okay, like, overall, so I'd say probably, like, higher C tier. Heinz, this is the only part of everything past Caramel that I did not die to on purpose, because I had one Vlak death and one Heinz death, and that was it. So I'd say this part was okay. It breaks quite frequently from start positions, which is why I don't have the highest opinion of it in terms of gameplay. But, like, it looks okay, so I'd say it's about a C2. It's probably like around here. And then Rustum, I really do not remember this part at all. I think it was okay. It looks okay. It plays okay. It's just an okay part overall. So I'd say it's like middle of C tier. And then the end screen, I really, really like this end screen. It looks great. I'd say it's about here, yeah. Like top of A. Alright, and then finally we're moving on to Cybernetic Crescent. So obviously you start out with a part by Codex, so that goes in Codex tier because duh. Shoxidian, this is where the actual level starts pretty much. I'd say it was okay. The ship swoops are a little annoying sometimes, but overall it was okay, and I do very much like how it looks. So I'd say it's probably about a lower end B tier. Rustum, I really like how this part looks. It didn't play the best, but it still played, like, okay. I do like most of it. It was just, like, the transitions into and out of the waves that kind of annoyed me. But overall, this part's, like, really quite good. I'd say it's about, like, a lower end A tier. And then Fur de Funky, this is one of my favorite parts of the trilogy visually, and it also plays really good, so yeah, I'd say, honestly, like, is it S or SS? Honestly, yeah, this is the first SS. Like, I have no issues with this entire part. Like, I just love it. Galva, here's the thing. If that one bug near the end with a slope didn't happen, I'll put something on screen right now that'll show you what I mean. If that one bug wasn't there, this would be SS, because, like, I really do love this part. Like, it looks absolutely stellar. I really love the style it was going for, and it's really, really satisfying. But that one part, that one bug just brings it down just barely, and it just makes me not really able to enjoy it all that much. As much as I would have liked to, so, but it's still a fantastic part. I'll put it like middle of S. Nazgub, there was probably a lot of complaining that y'all didn't get to see, because this part is very, very hard. It's not bad, it's actually quite good, but it's very, very hard. But overall, it's pretty fun, and it looks great, so I'd say like bottom of A, around there. And then Vibrant and Enzor, same thing, really, really hard, looks great. Honestly, probably like around here in terms of decoration. and the gameplay was like, it was pretty good, actually, like, disregarding the stupid orb. Yeah, I'd say it was, like, around here. Like, it's a really, really good part. Sammy, no question. SS, easy. Like, easily probably my favorite part of the trilogy, if I'm being completely honest. Like, it looks absolutely amazing, and it is so much fun to do. It is so satisfying to do. The only knock against it is the 2.2ism, and I'm sure you all know exactly what I mean by that. But overall, like, it's not enough of an issue to make me hate it or anything. So yeah, absolutely stellar part, probably my favorite in the entire trilogy. Unfortunately, it is then followed up with the only bad part of the level. Like, it looks good, but the gameplay is really, really, really frustrating and just boring and annoying, and I hated it. Oh my god. I have no idea how I only died here twice from 0, because this part was awful. It's not quite F, like, it's not as bad as Etzer's part, but it's definitely D tier, worse than Vibrant and Artificial. Like, this part, I don't know how Vlack fumbled, because he did really, really well with his part in Digital, and he does really, really well with his solo levels. That being said, Devon, one of the best parts of the entire trilogy. Like, it is just amazing. It's really, really satisfying. It looks great. It is just almost a perfect part. The only knock against it is sort of the same problem that Devon and Digital Descent had, where the ship and the wave at the end is just insufferable for no real good reason. But like, that's the only, it's much less offensive in Devon. So third and probably final SS for a part that actually has gameplay in it. And then what's next? Serpunge. This part is really, really easy to break from start positions, much like Heinz in Digital Descent. I have no idea how I never died here from 0. I just got really, really lucky, I guess. But yeah, overall, I'd say, yeah, I really love how it looks. It plays really well. It's really satisfying. I'd say top of A, honestly. It would easily be S tier if it didn't break so frequently. Heinz is, I feel like this part, the gameplay was secretly made by Carmel, and he just didn't want to take credit for it, because this gameplay is it's much weirder than I would have expected from Heinz. But like, it's pretty good, honestly. Like, it doesn't look that bad. It's a really good nerve control test. So I'd say probably around here. Yeah, that seems about right. And then the final part of Cybernetic Crescent with actual gameplay is Terrons, and this is unironically one of my favorite parts. Like, it looks great. I really, really love the duel. I love how it, I love how the part flows. I love how it looks. It's like one of the best parts of the level visually. So yeah, I'd say it's not quite better than Galva, I don't think, just because, you know, it is very, very chokeable, but it's pretty close. And then the end screen of Cybernetic Crescent is one of if not the best end screens of all time. I say it's gonna go here. It's not quite better than Sammy's part because it doesn't have any gameplay, but it's gonna go there. I love this end screen. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah, that is the end of the tier list. So as you can see, SS pretty much all cybernetic, like just at first glance. As we move down to the bottom of the list, you start to notice cybernetic show up a little bit less, just because there's fewer parts that could be there. So like, and then artificial mostly starts to creep in around like this area, and then does so more and more around here. And then as you go like B and C, that's when Digital Descent really starts to take over. And then there's, you know, the outlier, and then Etzer is the worst part I've ever played, and then Codex. So yeah. So yeah, overall, I'm really glad I got to do this, and I'm still very, very happy to have the entire Technology Trilogy under my belt. So yeah, don't know when I'm going to be uploading this, but I'm going to start the Bloodlust streams like the weekend after my finals finish. So yeah, look forward to that. If I had to guess, it's going to take at least a few months. It's probably going to take like 25, 30 streams, something like that. So, but I'm prepared to be on the level for as long as it takes to finally conquer it. So yeah, if you like the video, I guess, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!